right, welcome back, YouTube. In this video, I'm going to be covering pretty much the Robinhood lawsuits that have been taking place all across the country. And I really just want to discuss why they're happening and also a little bit of the coincidences that they're happening as well. I've been posting pretty much all day on all my social media platforms. Feel free to follow me on Instagram. I am davidmitchelljr.com. I am David Mitchell Jr., the hashtag. And so getting into it, with GameStop, Wall Street in general has lost a little over $70 billion, roughly in about the last 48 hours. On GameStop alone, that total is over $1 billion. And in response to that, Robinhood stopped trading. They stopped allowing you to even purchase the stock. On GameStop, AMC, I'm hearing about like Nokia with Blackberry. So pretty much they just stopped allowing you to trade the stock altogether. So this is pretty much just a response to Reddit cornering the market. Now, the question is whether or not this is legal and or moral. And I find it as a coincidence that when the people or the investors corner the market and start making the same types of profit that a hedge fund would make, it's an issue. But if it's vice versa, then it gets celebrated as a good day for the investors, a good day for Wall Street. It gets counted up in the ticker and there's a huge celebration and the stock market's strong. But when it's the other way, as in should be more important when more of the common people, because I thought the middle class was the backbone of America. So when the money starts trickling the other way, it's an issue. Hold on, let's stop this. So I find that a bit ironic, but not really, because, this is typically how things go. They only want the money flowing one direction. So just I'm looking at my notes here. The amount of money that flew into GameStop over the last week was humongous. I believe it's up like 863%. So we're not talking about a little chump change here. We're talking about like huge rallies in markets and as far as like teaming together. And for the federal government to get involved so quickly, and because I saw that Robinhood may be more concerned about a class action lawsuit from the SEC, because I'm seeing a lot of talk about security manipulation and things like that. But for Robinhood to make a hasty decision as far as to limit trading, it really says a lot. And there's also been a lot of talk online about boycotting Robinhood. And I don't know, I'm not going to say I don't know how serious it is, because I believe that there will be some type of boycott to Robinhood. I'm a part of a lot of investing groups, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, text groups, and there's a lot of talk about boycotting Robinhood. People are really upset about this, and they're looking for alternative platforms, because as of right now, I'll check again later tonight, but as of right now, from what I understand, Robinhood was the first and is the only trading platform to make this type of ban. So I think that there will be, if there aren't any consequences from the SEC, then there will certainly be some from the public spectrum. So it's just going to be a interesting week. I also saw they were talking about banning Dogecoin as well, trading on there, because it was trending inside of Reddit as well. So they were saying that, okay, well, Reddit now has its eyes. I was reading articles. Reddit now has its eyes on Dogecoin. So I was reading articles saying that Robinhood was going to ban Dogecoin or something like that, but I haven't seen it just yet. I just recently purchased some. So as of right now, you still can, but the ban or the talk of the ban is still going on, but they haven't banned it just as of yet. And that really just brings back to my initial question of whether this is being legal, or are the feds overstepping their boundaries, or is the broker, aka Robinhood, overstepping its boundaries? Because if at this point, it's obvious now that you're watching Reddit and trying to jump in front of the curveball. And if people are investing in securities, I mean, for whatever reasons, like if 10,000 people say, I want to buy Dogecoin or Bitcoin, and it's on the market and it's an open market, that shouldn't be an issue. Even if it's volatility or whatnot, that's what free market does. It allows 10,000 people to buy into a stock at the same time if they want. Yes, it's pump and dump, and you can question morals and um, increasing volatility, and is this legal, ethical, all these kinds of things or whatnot. But in a free market, I should have the ability, along with my friends or 5,000 other people, to buy into a market. That is a free market. If you limit me from doing this, then it is no longer a free market. So what do we have? And I think that I understand what Robinhood is doing, but I think that long term, this isn't going to be a smart decision, especially since they're making these bans, primarily because most of them are happening on their platform, but they're making these bans and they're the only brokerages doing these things. So I think that it's going to have a negative effect long term. So it's really going to be a interesting journey to see how this plans out. I'm going to try and pull it up here again. I had a note from one of the attorneys here in one of the class action lawsuits that they did against Robinhood. It was the one in New York. So it's filed in the Southern District of New York, and it claims that the day trading app purposely, willfully, and knowingly removed the stock GME, GameStop, from its trading platform in the midst of an unprecedented stock rise, thereby depriving retail investors of the ability to invest in open market and manipulating the open market. So, and that pretty much aligns with what I just said. Like, if you are declining your clientele the ability to invest in stocks, then it defeats the purpose of your platform. Is it only on your terms, or is it only a certain amount? Like, if that's the case, then that needs to be, it needs to be discussed. It needs to be, put out there. Hey, okay, we'll allow you to trade up until this point. Don't give me the illusion of a free market or of trading. And then if it's unfavorable to your terms, because at this point it's obvious whose side you're on and what side you're on, then limit me. But if that's how you're going to play, at least let me know ahead of time. Allow me to make the decision and not just have the numbers all over the place and allow me to think that I'm operating in a free market, and it's not. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to pan out long term, because I believe that long term, this is actually going to hurt Robinhood with the people, because I can already see like the momentum gaining and the frustration against Robinhood, because we all know that if Wall Street or the hedge funds if this would have been the other way around, like if they were rallying and the people were losing money and Wall Street and the hedge funds, it was just a great day in America, Robinhood wouldn't have cared. Like, they would not have said, oh my God, people are losing money, let me stop Wall Street or let me stop the hedge funds from making money. They would never. Like, the SEC would, like, oh my God, like, and this is the frustration that people have with them, and it's rightfully so. So, because at that point, if you come out as like the people's platform and the tweets that they did in 2016 saying, let the people invest, on Twitter, they said, let the people invest. And now that you're, a more established company and you have bigger revenue, and when the people start investing, you kind of tweak that around and say, oh, well, we're going to protect the bigger guys, because we all know that if Wall Street would have, like I said, if this would have been the other way around, they wouldn't have cared. And that's the biggest issue that most people are having. So with that, I think that Robinhood is going to suffer financially and have a lot of bad press. I won't be as comfortable saying that it'll be the end of Robinhood, but I think that there will be some consequences. We'll see going forward. I'm going to track this very closely. I just wanted to provide this update with like the lawsuits and like why they're happening and address the people's frustration. I agree with them. If people want to band together, they should be able to. I'm going to do a series tracking this. So Turn on your notifications if you don't have them on already. So, because I don't know what times or when I'll be going live, I'll do this as I get more information. Um, there's going to be a lot to cover on this, and I particularly want to study what's going to happen to Robinhood, because this will be pretty much an example for a lot of the other companies. And I think that companies like E-Trade, was like TD Ameritrade, like Webull, I think they know better, but more so because a lot of the trading wasn't happening on their platform. They don't feel the pressure to do it. So I think Robinhood kind of gave in to that pressure and was saying that, okay, hey, this is happening on your platform. You need to do something about this. And maybe the SEC pressured them. I don't know. We're going to find out. I'm sure there's going to be all types of reports. But I think this will be a great case study for what's going to happen next. Let's see. Should be interesting as to what comes of this in the coming. Yeah, definitely should be interesting. If not, there'll be some indictments for sure. Thanks for covering. Yeah, no problem. You know, I love covering things like this. This is amazing to me. We are in unprecedented times. And for all of my traders and investors, if you are just tracking the information and you are unsure of what's going on, don't feel bad about setting this one out. That fear of missing out syndrome will cause you to lose a lot of money. There are a lot of people that are rushing into GameStop simply because it's going up. And I cover this in a number of my videos. That's the worst time to buy a stock. You do not buy a stock simply because it's going up. Most of the people have already gathered their positions, and you need to, AKA, learn more so about business and have a decent understanding of business and understand why it's going up, or have a play. And if you have a lot of money, you can do stops and stops and puts and stuff on there. So you really just have to understand, business before you're going into those. Let's see, LC going live on Twitch tonight at 8:30 to this. Wow. Yeah. Okay. See, I didn't even know that. Okay. I'll make sure I tune in. Thank you. What is that? Jay Purr. Thank you. Yeah, no, definitely tune in. As I was saying, if you're new to investing and you don't have a understanding of it, just don't let fear of missing out force you to make stupid decisions. Use this as an educational period, because we're certainly in unprecedented times. Even last year with the bankrupt stocks or the zombie stocks coming back, like there is so much to learn from what's happening right now. And I don't know if it'll ever happen again. I'm sure there'll probably be some regulation to prevent this from happening again, but there is so much to be grasped from what's happening right now. And if you are unsure of it, don't let fear of missing out force you to make some radical decisions and lose money. Because I can tell you right now, without knowing what's going to happen with GameStop and what's the SEC is going to do and Robinhood, most of the people in GameStop are going to lose money. And that's just simple mathematics. Whether it's through the freeze or they just do like a liquidation where everybody's at right now, most of the people in there are going to lose money. And that's just simple math. So do not let hype and trending blogs and everything force you to be like, oh my God, I'm missing out, or this is my opportunity. Because the people that were on there, people that were in their Reddit group, they either have their positions or they're in at a much lower price than you are. So don't let them do that. Let's see. I'm in a low portion with GME right now out of respect for the one sticking it to the big guys. No. It's definitely a group effort. I agree with that. I love Reddit. It's definitely a team effort. And I think that even outside of Robinhood and the people that are invested in GameStop, I think that even for America in general, this is like a huge wake up call and learning experience. Because I'm not sure what point you jumped into the chat, but I said earlier that if this was the other way around, if Wall Street, if the common people that were investing in GameStop were losing money and everybody on Wall Street was, they were up, I don't know, $10 billion, Robinhood wouldn't have cared, wouldn't have blinked an eye. It would have been perfectly acceptable for everybody to get wiped out. and for Robinhood, excuse me, for Wall Street to take that rally. So this is just showing you that despite that marketing ploy that they did, let the people invest, and the people's stock trading company, and being accessible to the common investor, blah blah blah. Like, whether it's through their own policies or through pressure from the SEC, we know where their interest and their loyalty lies, because this was a very hasty decision. No one else has done it, and we just have to be able to hold them accountable and take our best interests at heart. So I really, I didn't have a chance to get into GameStop, but I'm really curious, and I actually appreciate you for holding your position. I've seen a guy post an article. I'll post it in my community section. I believe he's down 10 million, and he said he's still holding. So this is really just a pushback from the people. Like, we are really in like some interesting times. I think that a lot of the times that the last 2 years in particular are certainly going to make it into history books for multiple reasons. So it's really going to be a interesting ride with Robinhood and GameStop. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm going to go live at least one more time tonight. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll be able to see when I'm going live again. I appreciate you guys for commenting in the chat. If you have any questions, you can put it on the community page. And I love engagement and talking about this stuff. I do this like all the time. Like, this is literally what I'm. Oh, I have another comment here. Let's see. Sell only at 5K or bust. Yeah, I think it'll go a little. Yeah, it could certainly go that high. We'll see tonight though. Yeah, no problem. This is what I do. Again, notification bell. I'll make sure that I get to your questions. If I didn't get to all of them in here, put them on the community page. I'll be certain to get to you then. Thank you, and I'll speak with you all soon.